All right, their cameras are running, and I focus them in and stuff, and the audio is also running.
The
What's
audio
up?
is running.
What's up?
Hello, Marcus.
How's it going?
It's going good. So I have this idea. Marcus is my kid, in case you didn't realize that. And my name's Dave, and I'm the founder of 5K. And I have this idea where I'm not really sure where it's going to go, but I want to start documenting every day, like challenges we're having. Like I want to be completely transparent. Like challenges we're having, things we're implementing for growth, new cool tools we're playing with, just like almost like it's a behind the scenes view of what we're doing at the company and what we're struggling with, how we overcome those struggles, because as you know, we've overcome many struggles here through the years. And I kind of want I want you to almost act, Mark, as the listener in a way, like asking questions that you actually might already know the answer to, but it would be helpful for someone who maybe isn't exposed here to get the answer. And then also questions just about like why I might have made decisions. Yeah. Like challenge the ideas and stuff like that. So one of the interesting things today, so I was out for a while and came back, and so we were really good at tracking our cold calls to appointments. We're currently creating AI systems that cold call and then transfer calls to our team. But we're very careful about the metrics on how many phone calls turn into an appointment, how many of those appointments then turn into what we previously called a map sale, what percentage of those maps that are purchased turn into a client, how long our clients stay, et cetera. We have clients, Dorner literally started with us in 2009.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
How old were you in 2009?
I'm really bad at math. I think I was 4, right?
Yeah.
4.
So Dorner has spent millions of dollars on our services, and we're all month to month.
Yeah. I think that's the most important, aspect of how relevant 5K is, because the fact that it is monthly instead of, a year-long contract, and they're still here, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, we don't even ask for like 3-month commitments, from Dorner. We do have some products where we like to get a little bit more, if sometimes there's a product where we'll have so much work to do in the first month that we need to get at least 3 months of revenue in order to pay for all the work that we have to do in month 1.
For sure.
But we still like to space it out and not, take money up front, things like that. But so today it was interesting because we have been getting more first-time discovery, like sales meetings, than we ever have in our life, and nothing's closing all of a sudden. Well, it stopped closing when I added a bunch of products. Yeah, because we're trying to figure out like which AI products people will buy and stuff, and we have AI customers, of course. We have an agriculture company that's huge out in Idaho. We've actually been at their location through our, we have a product. It's an on-site workshop where 2 of us on our team here, whoever the most applicable people are, like their expertise is most directly linked to that company. Yeah, we send 2 of those people out, and then we spent 2 days when we went out to them, it was wild. Jonathan and I went out, and we expected there to be like a meeting room with like 5 people, and that's typically how these go. And you meet with like 5 people, and you kind of teach them what's happening and all that in whatever we're coming out to talk about. And then what'll happen is day 2, we kind of put together these plans, and we go over the plans, and then we leave. And, everybody's happy. There's a full-blown money-back guarantee on it and all that stuff. When we went out to this one, Jonathan and I walk into this room, and there were like 30 freaking people set up instruction style at tables in this big room with a big old screen at the front and a TV. And they were like, here you go. So it was more like a speaking event, which we do as well.
Yeah, but would that feel more comfortable to you in that scenario versus the meeting with the 5, top executives? Or so
there's a blessing and a curse that God gave me. I don't like to plan anything. So therefore, walking into situations like that, completely unexpected, I don't even care.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even. Other people, most of the people on our team, they're planners. They like structure. I hate structure. I don't know why. God just didn't make me the type of person that likes structure. I don't like appointments on my calendar. I like appointments on my salespeople's calendar. but I don't like.
That's always
you
nice.
know what I mean? But so yeah, it didn't really bother me at all. Heading out there and walking in and seeing that, it was really cool. What they did is they took every single department in their company and they took like the 2 leaders from each of those departments and put them in the room. So day 1, we did kind of like an overview. They wanted to talk about artificial intelligence. So we call it intelligent automation here. We flipped it from AI to IA. Thanks, Dave Corbin, if you're listening. So he's a great guy that helps us with some stuff like that. Because AI does not come up with every great idea.
No, it does not.
Humans still come up with some good stuff. So yeah, we went out and day 1 we teach a little bit, show some examples of what we're doing and why it's not just using a chatbot, which is what a lot of people still think AI means. It means learning how to prompt a chatbot to get the right answer. We're integrating AI into existing software and all that. So we showed all these examples, and what happened was we did a lunch break, and then when we came back, we said, okay, with all of this stuff that we've shown you and all these different examples, can you give us ideas or challenges that have come to mind based on the ideas that you've seen presented? And so we got all these different ideas and all this stuff. Well, meanwhile, we're recording the whole session.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what we were able to do is take the transcript from that day and create a full-blown report. I mean, detailed, no spelling errors, nothing. Create a detailed report of everything that we discussed, all the ideas we went over, all the ideas their team came up with. And then we took that and we met with the senior leadership and we said, okay, which of all these ideas would you actually like us to kind of hit the gas pedal on tomorrow? So we went back that night. We analyzed everything. Jonathan and I talked about what we thought would be the best stuff to go over. And then we went back the next morning at 8 a.m. It was actual workshop, hands-on time. And they have AI developers. This is what a lot of people don't get, too, because we hear this sometimes. We're like, okay, so our team already works with an agency. Well, Ultra Bright Lights, one of our clients, worked with an agency for years, and they're now our client because there are some agencies that have a lot of like college-aged adults. I don't want to say kids. I sound insulting when I say kids. They're not kids, but they're not experienced in business.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
you know, it's probably intimidating actually for you being here a little bit sometimes because the people here have been working in this industry or in business for what? 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah, and here we are coming in our first year full time at 5K. It's pretty exciting though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool, but I think it's exciting for you because of the AI stuff. I don't know that you would be here if generative AI didn't come out.
I agree with you because that internship we did.
Yeah.
It wasn't really speaking to us until the AI came out because it's so cool just building stuff out of nothing. And
What's your favorite problem that you have solved without naming specific client names in case there's NDAs or whatever? But can you think? I don't want to put you on the spot either. But is there a specific problem you'd solve that you're like kind of proud of? Like that's pretty cool.
So it's not specifically one problem, but learning the slide deck and learning how to
explain what that means.
Yes. So we have a slide deck.
It's a sales presentation deck.
Yeah. Yes. And so what happens is you put in a website, you put in the company owner, the company name, and that's it. And then AI goes into the website, scrapes all the content, and what it does from there is it actually goes through and creates a whole slide presentation in
completely customized.
Yeah, completely customized and tailored to the specific client in 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then it'll also create a video of an AI person presenting
the whole thing. Yeah, that's the most revolutionary thing I think we were, and it was you and me and Matt, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he has a twin brother,
Yes.
Matt, that also is working here. I get 2 for 1. Well, not really. It's 2 for 2, but, you know.
But, yeah,
That's
and
cool.
so it was just it's just cool learning how to use that. And then it kind of made me feel pretty good when problems would happen, and then other team members who've been here for a while would come to Matt and I for advice on how to fix it, and we would fix it. It's pretty cool.
And that is a great example of what I'm saying with this ag company in Idaho that we did this workshop with. They have people there that do AI. They have the guy was there. They have there's a machine that this guy was operating on at another company where strawberries would come through on a conveyor line. And he had to program this arm how to use video to see the green in the strawberries.
Oh.
And there's 4 knives that come down and cut the green things off the strawberries as they're coming through. But you had to calculate the speed of the conveyor belt to determine how fast and where to aim the knife, because you're telling it to go at this point. So it has to know exactly where on the conveyor because of the time it takes for it to reach here down. So, I mean, this guy was using AI and programming AI, and we brought stuff to his mind. I think the reason, it's not that experience creates wisdom. And I think when you look at, we've got this team of 20 or so people here who have a ridiculous amount of experience.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Like we hire people that have been at other agencies and things. The reason we like to do that is because there's experiences that they've had that they don't think about. It's all subconscious, but there's experiences. There are experiences that people have at other agencies, and when they come here, there's techniques and things that they might utilize that they're not thinking about. It's natural to them because they had those experiences. So we get this full breadth of knowledge here. But literally, my first digital marketing campaign I launched in 2000.
Ah, that's crazy.
So it's been 25 years of doing different ad campaigns. Google wasn't even Google then. Like it was the paid version of Google. I don't remember when Google. I think it would have been late 90s, like 98 or something. Yeah. Maybe 96.
Because Yahoo was first, correct?
Oh, there was Ask Jeeves and Yahoo and all these different ones. But my hair is all crazy. I'm trying to grow my hair out.
I think it's looking good though.
I don't know. I'm worried about it. I didn't think so. I took a shower and I didn't put enough gel.
Well, you're still in the intermediate phase.
Yeah, it's tough. So anyway, where was I there? Great, you have the same issue I do. That's incredible. I had no idea. Oh, Google paid ads. I think was called like Omniture or something, and it wasn't even Google yet. You couldn't target location wise. You had to like just hope that. So that was my first ad campaign. But anyway, so when you have that much experience going, and I'm comfortable. Our team could go into literally any company in the world. And I don't care how big it is.
There's no company that AI can't help in some area.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, when we kind of filing back here, when AI came out, we were like, okay, so we need to be doing because we were a marketing agency exclusively.
Yes.
Our only goal was we grow the profitability of your business through income generation, meaning sales leads, increasing e-commerce conversion rates, like all that kind of stuff. And we do that through 5K ads, 5K SEO. And we have these productized offerings of SEO and ads where we took all of the different successful campaigns that we've had over the years, and we looked at it and we said, okay, what was successful about these? And we figured out the commonality, and we created a methodology called the Profit Paths methodology all around how these campaigns were actually successful. So our most successful campaigns, we identify what we call an impact customer and an impact product. That's the person that's going to buy the most of this specific thing that you want to sell the most of. So, you had a detailing business at one point.
Yes.
You loved ceramic coating because the margins were high, the dollars were high. It was great. So why, if you could spend money targeting people to get a simple outside car wash and spend the same amount of money to get that lead than you could to sell or get the lead of the person that wanted the the ceramic coating,
Yeah.
you would obviously spend the time and energy on the ceramic coating.
For sure, yeah.
So that's your impact product, right? Your impact customer is who's going to come back and get a ceramic coating 3 times a month for 3 different vehicles. So if you could create a campaign targeting those people who want the ceramic coating, maybe a car dealer who has cars come in all the time, and maybe he's going to upsell your service. So he's going to charge. I'm just thinking off the fly.
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
But like if he's going to go and he's going to spend, charge $2,000 or something, you charge $1,500 for.
Yes.
Make $500. You're happy.
Oh, of course.
And they're going to give you multiple deals a month. So that would be an impact prospect. So impact prospect, person's going to buy the most of your impact product, your impact offering, which is the thing that you want to sell the most of because it generates the most money or the most recurring clients or whatever. You then create what we call a prospect magnet that is really attractive to the people who are looking for that product. So, for example, it could be a car dealer. And a car dealer is going to communicate differently than the guy who, has a Ferrari that he wants to re-ceramic coat every 3 years.
Yeah.
Right? So car dealers, you have an opportunity to create $5,000 additional dollars in profit with every single vehicle that you sell. Like that kind of a messaging.
Exactly.
So and then we look at, where like conversion methodologies. So how are we going to convert that car dealer who's inquiring and wants the ceramic coating multiple times a month? How do we actually convert them? And then where are they online? So where are their eyeballs? Are they on forums for other car dealers? Are they on Twitter? Or X, excuse me, are they, where are they? So the Profit Paths model basically creates a conversion, some kind of a conversion method, a prospect magnet, okay, that is attractive to those people. We put them in the places where their eyeballs are to get them to interact, and then we close them on that service. So that's our Profit Paths methodology. Well, that works swimmingly. We have what we called our MAP, our marketing action plan. That was kind of a combination of my Profit Paths methodology with Kyle. So Kyle is StoryBrand certified. Kyle's on our team as well. So Kyle was charging a couple of grand for these products where he would basically do a messaging guide for them. Yep. So he would go through a Q&A, and I'm like, if they'd spend a couple grand on that, I wonder if they'd spend $5,000 on a combined marketing action plan. And they did, and we sold over 100 of them.
That's wild.
And we offer a full-blown, no questions asked money back guarantee. Guess how many people asked for their money back?
How many?
0.
That's awesome.
None. So that's product market fit. You have something that works. If you're selling it for $5,000 and they're not asking for their money back and they're getting value, that you've created a product that works.
Yes.
So what does Dave do when we have these AI products? I'm like, okay, now we're a marketing agency and an AI company. And I add all these products. We create this new slide deck. All of a sudden, nobody's freaking buying. They're all interested. Like we have
super interested.
Our pipeline is bigger than it's ever been, but they're not pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
And so I go back and I'm like, well, what did we do? Like, what are we doing wrong? And the only thing that I could come up with is we overcomplicated it because we left our core. We have these productized things that we buy, and we started getting into all this stuff. And now there's you can talk about a map, or you can talk about, I think we called it a PPIP.
Yes, Profit and Process Improvement Plan.
Profit and Productivity.
Yes, that.
Yeah, so we create Profit and Productivity Improvement Plan. And then we added in, you can have us,
there were
we'll do an AI thing, or you can get an AI demo tool. And now it created decision paralysis. And nobody knows.
There were 4 different plans that were available now.
Right. So what we decided today is that we're kind of going back to the idea that we do a discovery call. We have to completely change our presentation. Away from where it's at now, which sucks because it's not selling.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So but the technology we learned from that, now we can create whatever we want using that same technology. But what we decided after much working today, we're not going to have 2 separate plans. We're not going to have a marketing action plan, a map, and a PPIP, a profit and productivity improvement plan. We're not going to do those two things because we were saying you can get $5,000 for this or $5,000 for this. If you do them both, you get $7,500.
Yep.
Now what we're doing is called a ramp.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not going to sell maps anymore. We're going to sell ramps. Ramps are revenue. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Revenue and automation mastery plan.
Yes.
So think about what that means. We're going to look at both things in this plan. We're going to look at revenue opportunities and some unseen, but we're then going to look at how do we master automation. So how can this organization go through and actually look at every one of their departments and determine where those bottlenecks are, where those things need done, and what do we actually do or create to fix them. So this ramp is going to be a revenue and automation mastery plan. And they're going to do the same meeting we've always done. Ironically, it's going to be the same information that they've been getting, but it's a new name, new method. But when we meet after they buy a $5,000 ramp, they meet with Kyle, and Kyle does a Q&A, and we have AI software we've built internally that is only to us, that uses our methodologies, and we take that Q&A and that discovery call, and it's all AI generated questions to ask, and we get all that information, and that information then goes and creates ideas, and then we and our team crafts this ramp, this revenue automation mastery plan, and we present that to them. And then they can either take that plan and they can go to a vendor that they love, that they already have a relationship with. They could hire people internally. They could do the stuff with their internal team, or they could use 5K Automate, which is our $5,000 a month fractional AI service. If it's relevant, they can sign on for 5K ads, 5K dev, 5K SEO, or 5K Automate. So there are 6 things now. That's it, that people can buy from us. There are 6 ways to spend money with 5K. The first is a ramp, and that starts almost every client relationship. From that, one of the other things, 5K SEO, 5K ads, 5K dev, or 5K Automate. You're in one of those plans. Now, the 5K dev is the only one that, and maybe we should change this too. Like maybe we only do, like, let's say that somebody has a, that wouldn't work. I was trying to think, like somebody has like a $150,000 website that we're going to build for them. I was thinking like we could just do that in monthly installments rather than, which I guess it is possible. But
but then it gets complicated with, the payments and all that stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, currently right now we quote a web development project, and then we tend to get a portion up front and then a portion, at the end. Many people choose actually to pay us up front, and we give them a discount, and things like that. But so that's what we're putting together now. I have this vision though that people could actually do the ramp by themselves. So we will develop the ramp with the team, of course, on what it actually looks like using all the stuff this is the thing, we already have it. We're naming it something different, and we're combining it, and we're doing it a little different. But imagine if the ramp becomes something that we can do with technology, and instead of somebody having to pay $5,000 for it, maybe they can pay $2,500.
Okay. Yeah.
And the technology creates the map. Obviously, as you know how tokens work and API credits and all that, you have to spend a lot of money to have the software run, because that's the other thing. AI is not free.
Definitely not.
It appears to be free to the user, but you have to pay money for every single pull. Depending on the complexity of it, it gets more expensive.
Exactly. Yeah, and it depends on what models you use and what AI software.
Imagine being someone who literally has not even been exposed or understands Llama, ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, the other grok.
Dude, I kind of feel bad for him, not gonna lie, because it would make if everyone uses it, it'll make their lives so much easier.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not just that. It's that what's going to happen in a year, you're going to come in new, and because you don't have the foundation of perplexity and like you don't even understand. Like here's my and that's why I wrote my book on the marketing side. I'm probably going to do the AI
I was
edition.
just gonna say that you should probably do a volume 2.
Yeah, because now it's a whole nother world. So what I I wrote Lost at 30,000 feet because I was so frustrated, and I still am, even in 2025. You go into these companies, and most CEOs don't even understand how SEO works. Like if you ask them, how does a website rank in Google for the phrase, best toenail clippers for horses?
That's exciting.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Horses don't have toes. So if I go and I say, how is Google deciding which web page on the internet comes up top for that? Can you explain that, by the way? There's two things.
So I can. How many people search for the keywords?
That has nothing to do with it at all.
With SEO?
Nope.
But isn't that website?
I can rank a website for a term that's never been searched for ever.
Really? Okay. Well, then please explain.
Content plus links.
Okay. Is that then? I'm assuming link building is part of SEO.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I understand.
Yep. So it's literally a matter of creating the most remarkable content piece that's on the internet about those toenail clippers for horses.
Okay.
And getting other websites that are authoritative already to mention that and link to it from their websites. Each of those links is like a vote in an election as to which content piece should rank to the top. The difference is in this voting, someone who has more authority gets more oomph. So like if the Coca-Cola.com website would link to my personal website and say, Dave Conklin, greatest AI speaker ever, and that link from Coca-Cola would link to my webpage, even if I don't have the phrase best AI speaker ever on my site, it's still going to inflate the ranking of that because Coca-Cola is so authoritative.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. So you go to a CEO who, is making decisions on what they're going to do, and they'll be like, yeah, we want to rank for these phrases. But then they'll be like, well, what's your content budget? Like their internal team will be like, what's your content budget? CEO go, content budget. We like our clients aren't going to read content. Like, how's that going to get us new customers? Well, because you have to have amazing content to get links.
Yes.
You can't, no one's going to link to your website unless you have remarkable content. And having you can have a remarkable product if it's truly revolutionary that'll get links. But if you're sending, a journalist to a sales page on buying your crap, rather than like a patent page or like and by the way, we've done that. We've taken like patents, we have put the patent information in a web page that's not in the main nav of a site and gotten links to the patent page because scientists, whatever, like they'll link to a patent page. Well, then inside that patent page, we'll have a link that'll reference the company. Mm-hmm. And so even though it's one step removed where they're linking to a patent page that then links to our homepage, we're still getting a link into our actual, homepage.
Okay.
Another example, people would put like trademark stuff on Wikipedia because Wikipedia is seen as a site that is constantly edited and content is deleted, even though it sends what's called a no-follow link, which means that there's a tag in the link in the code that you don't see that says rel equals no-follow. What that tells Google is don't follow this link and give it credit. Like they always do that. But just the fact that your link is on Wikipedia, we have proof. We've done tests that when you have a link on Wikipedia, it'll improve the link.
Yeah.
But the Wikipedia editors will not allow to have a link that points to a commercial website.
Really?
So how do you get away from it? You have to add content to your blog or somewhere where it's not promotional or selling anything.
I understand.
It's just information or interesting
Yeah.
facts. We did a
And you can use that page. You can put that page on your website,
Mhm.
like a blog post page, I guess.
we did one for a memory card company where we made a joke about like this unlimited capacity memory card, and we photoshopped them so that the memory cards look like they were like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
And like sitting in like people were using them as a bulletproof vest.
Oh,
you
that's,
know.
yeah.
But
That's
we were
funny.
the whole article was talking about how this new amazing memory card that has almost unlimited data or whatever, all the other uses for it, and it's pictures of these. Well, that's a funny comical thing that you can get a link from, like a joke website
Yeah.
or a whatever, but you're not going to get a link pointing to the homepage where you're trying to sell memory cards.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, all that to say, we through the years we've done all these different things, and we're now we're being transparent. This is how you figure out your strategy.
Yeah.
And you can't give up after you go to market. You have a bunch of meetings and nobody buys. You have to change how you're presenting or what your stuff is. The other problem that I think we have right now that's interesting is we're ahead of the market right now.
And yeah.
So it's kind of like when Tesla's a great example. So we have in our family we have 2 Teslas, and they both have something called full self-driving. And people don't believe us.
I love it.
And probably when people actually see this, you're going to wait, full self-driving? Every car is full self-driving. There's going to be somebody watching this sometime.
No, yeah, I talked to some of my buddies who have the lane assist and the brake
They're
assist.
like, oh yeah, my car has that.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Someone I know has a Subaru that has all that, and I was talking to them about the FSD and Teslas and how
full self-driving is FSD.
yes,
Yeah.
and how we use it all the time and how awesome it is. And he was like, oh yeah, my car does that. And I was like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah. So if you don't understand it, literally, we have a place in Florida, and I put the address to our place in Florida in while I'm in my driveway at home in Pennsylvania, and I click a button, and it drives itself out of the driveway, turns onto the road, and other than stopping for charging stops, you don't have to ever touch.
No.
If you had a way to eat and pee, eat and use the bathroom in all ways, you would literally not have to touch anything in your car. You could go the whole way to Florida, and you just have to get the charging done.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
who knows? Maybe a solar powered Tesla will be out soon. Who knows?
there's people doing some solar stuff right now. You just can't collect enough energy to do it. So anyway, so we came up with the ramp thing. So now we've got to go and kind of redesign our presentations and our marketing stuff and outline what the ramp looks like. But to do that, we need to first, we can't literally go into our site and change everything.
Yeah.
That would be a horrible idea. That's what a lot of executives would want done, but we haven't proven product market fit yet.
Exactly. Yeah.
So maybe this ramp idea, people just don't get into it, So it's our job to create a system that's going to do that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to create a Q&A of here are the questions to ask, and then they give the feedback, and then here's the walkthrough of what the ramp looks like and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to create that. Other than that, we had a great meeting over the weekend, actually, with Sean and some other folks. We're doing a Power Page. We created this concept called Power Pages many years ago, probably before you were born, actually.
Yeah. GMHV.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we had a situation. This is kind of interesting. We're talking about like foundational stuff here.
Yeah.
We had a situation where we were spending $30,000 a month. We were a $4 million company, so $30,000 a month that's real money. And we were spending about $30,000 a month to get real estate leads from people that wanted to know how much their house is worth. Now, keep in mind, this is before Zillow. So we had a site where you would put in your zip code, and then it would send you to where you put in your address, and then it would give you your home's approximate value. But that was a lead that we would sell to a realtor. basically. And we had 10,000 realtors that were buying leads. Well, we wanted to lower our cost, and we didn't know how to do SEO, which search engine optimization is SEO, and that's where you rank in the search engines in the free area. The paid stuff is what we were doing, what we were spending that money on, and those are like the sponsored ads that show up and all that stuff. So we didn't want to spend for the clicks anymore. So I created a page. One of our biggest keywords was home value and house value and all that stuff. So we would pay to rank for those keywords. Well, with SEO, we had to figure out how are we going to get our site to rank at the top of the search engines for the phrase home value and house value and all those things. And we kept trying and we kept failing. So finally, I actually found like the top consultant on SEO in the world that I could find. He literally wrote a book called SEO Book. His name's Aaron Wall.
Oh, that's cool.
And I remember I PayPal'd him money, like $500, and just said, this is prepayment. I just want to talk to you for an hour. And got an email back right away, like, hey man, let's chat. So I kind of bought a friend. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
And we talked, and he taught me exactly what to do, and I took it seriously. I executed, and but what I learned was most of the SEO people, including Aaron at the time, he's extremely successful. Doesn't even do consulting anymore. He used his knowledge of SEO to build a company to make him a lot of money. Yes. So we helped him to build it. It's in the mortgage industry. But anyway, so what I realized was like this page of content is going to rank for one keyword. And that's great if it gets like 100,000 searches a month. But what about the keywords you want to rank for that get searched for like 3 times a month? You can't spend all this money on content and links to make that happen if it's not going to, provide any real revenue.
Yeah.
So one day I was sitting on a weekend going over my analytics on my website, and we had gotten 2 clicks for the phrase $100 million companies in Lancaster, PA. And I'm like, why did our site come up in Google on the first page for $100 million companies in Lancaster, PA? Because while we're in Lancaster, PA, we are not a $100 million company. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm sorry, I apologize. It was a $500 million companies.
Okay.
In Lancaster, not 100. And so I looked at it and I did the search in Google and I hit enter. And in the snippet, so you have the blue underline, like the title of the page, mm-hmm. and then you have a snippet.
Yes.
In the snippet, there were words in bold. And it was content from my site that talked about us being an Inc. 500 company. And it bolded 500. And then later on, it said, that we grew to be a $4.6 million revenue company. Mm-hmm. And the word million was in bold. So it was taking different words from our content to create that and then going, well, this site has all those words on it, so it must be about that. So we call that phrase $500 million companies in Lancaster, PA. That's a long tail phrase. Whereas $500 million companies would be a short phrase or what we call a head term. So $1 million company might be the head term. $500 million companies in Lancaster, PA might be one of the long tails. Well, what we decided was it would be a lot cheaper to go after the long tails on one page. So what we did is we said, all right, what would happen if we took the phrase home value, put that into our search engine tools, and have them tell us all the phrases that people search for that have the word home and the word value in them. So now I have this huge list of, call it 10,000 different phrases that have the word home and the word value in them. You're following me so far?
Yes.
So what we then did is I'm like, there's another stat that we knew of that at the time it was like only 3% of searches done on Google have ever been searched for before. So it was like 90% of searches done on Google are for long tail phrases that no one has ever searched for before.
Really?
So those phrases can't even show up in the tools because they've never been searched for. So they're not going to show up, right? So I went, but wait a minute. All of those long tails are probably made up of the phrases that are included within that long list of phrases. So any new phrase that somebody types in, while it's new, it's probably still made up of at least some combination of all those words.
Yeah.
So what we did is we took all of the words that appear within the phrases, put them, all those words. So home value prices in Sacramento, home value prices LA. What I'm saying by unique words, it would be home value prices in Sacramento, but then not home, not value, not prices, but LA.
Okay. I see.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
every unique word that appears within the list of phrases.
Mm-hmm.
And we went, let's write content and make sure every single one of those unique words is included. So we would take a list of 10,000 phrases, grab the, say, 1,000 unique words, and make sure our content made sense, but included all those words. All of a sudden,
How long did that take versus to get all those keywords versus how long you think it would take now that AI is a thing?
well, so we charge $5,000 for a power page. We used to put that into perspective. So you're talking a 20-hour project.
Yeah, that's wild.
40-hour project in some cases, probably.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot. Because you have to make it make sense. It has to sound good. So today, obviously, we're actually currently right now downstairs, Jonathan's building a tool to automate a lot of that work. So it's still, and that's the big thing with AI. So you're taking a methodology that works well in your organization, and all you're doing is teaching an AI agent or an AI worker. I don't know what phrase is going to stick, but you're making an entity that will do that for you.
Exactly.
But it doesn't have to happen in a chatbot. Like that's, everyone thinks to use ChatGPT or whatever, you have to go to Chat. No, we build it into the code. So we make an application that you can access on your phone or your computer or whatever, and then hopefully, I'm assuming this Power Page tool will be where they can literally just put in a phrase and hit a button.
Yeah.
And 10 minutes later, they have a full-blown Power Page written that makes sense, that sounds great, that includes the words, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. AI is completely changing the way that everything is done. We're ahead of the market as we were then. The problem with being ahead of the market is people are afraid to buy.
Yes.
But then once the market hits, if you're not too early, you can still survive and stay in business. And once the market starts to really churn and turn around, and that concept of AI kind of becomes more of a mainstream idea, and people start going, yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other hour, whereas how can we sell something to these potential clients, something that's new like this, in a way where, and this is just an analogy that I thought of, where if you have your car in for an inspection and the auto mechanic says, in order to pass inspection, you need this, this, and this. It's going to cost this, this, and this. Well, as the consumer, they are trying to sell you their services and trying to sell you their products and the items that you need for your car. And there's got to be a way where we can use that scenario, I guess, to kind of force the prospects into believing that they need it to be able to get the inspection or to be able to, you know what I mean?
So there's opportunity costs, and there's costs to ignoring something. So it's hard to do that.
Yes.
It's also hard because AI is unpredictable. So the newest versions of Tesla FSD that have recently come out have started making the cars drive the wrong way on the wrong side of the road when that was perfect before.
Yeah.
Never
fix
did
one
it.
thing, something else.
I've driven 16,000 miles on my Tesla. In most of that FSD, probably at least 14,000 miles.
Your Tesla already has 16,000 miles?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. But my point is, that's how AI works. So you teach it to do something new really well, and it will. Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, it's like it's not paying attention over here. So now you have to amplify this thing, and then you have to, so that's how AI works. That's a new concept. Teaching AI to do things, even with programming, can be more like teaching a human that can mess up. Whereas we're used to programming languages that are very static. If you have the right order of characters in a document running on the right system, it's going to do the exact same thing the exact same way every time.
Yes.
AI does not do the exact same thing the same way every time.
I learned that the hard way during this most recent project that I've been working on.
Yeah. Well, this project is cool. So what I'll let you kind of hit the details of it, but like what we're doing is we're making it so that a slide presentation can be created mid-conversation based on the transcription of the call up until now.
Yes.
So if I had a meeting with somebody and they told me they had 4 problems, I go to the next slide, all of a sudden a quote that they just said is appearing right there on the screen in front of their eyes with a solution to their problem from our team. And that's mind-boggling.
It's wild.
That you can even do that. So that's what you've been building, though.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So give the example though of when it changed.
Yeah. So the image. So I created it so that it would make images for all these new slides, so it wouldn't look boring. So when I had it, the images were perfect every time. Looked amazing. Looked beautiful. This and that. It went along with the company industry, and they just looked very appealing to the eye and appealing to the rest of the presentation. So that all kind of matched and went together. But when I fixed another issue where it was pulling the 5K team member quotes instead of the prospect quotes, which is probably probably the most embarrassing thing that could happen on a call is to pull a 5K team member quote,
right?
And then try to make a challenge from that, which is kind of interesting. So I fixed that, so now it completely pulls 100% prospect quotes. But for some reason, it's getting hyper focused on that to where now it's not getting as focused as creating these awesome images. And so it started creating the images in the wrong ways and not appealing and just kind of odd. And so that was another challenge I had to fix and try to get that accurate as well.
Yeah, because people wonder, because we were charging $2,500 to do a demo tool, which is basically what that means is that we'll look at your situation, your ERP system, your accounting system, whatever you're doing in your business, and we look at those and we try to create, can we make AI do the right thing once? That's what the demo tool is all about. We're not doing those anymore, but that was the idea, because then we would quote. Now what people are gonna sign up for 5K AI or 5K Automate, which is the $5,000 a month fractional AI service, where basically for $5,000 a month you're able to hire our whole team of experts to think about your business, and we will actually build stuff. Or if you want us to train your team how to build stuff, we can do that. We just want to help people to integrate AI into their businesses and get paid to do it. There's no. That's the other cool thing about AI, or selling this. It's different than marketing services, because marketing services, you're paying for the hope that something will actually generate more revenue than what you spend.
Yes.
And we're hoping that happens as well. Fortunately, we're pretty good at it. But there are times when, a campaign doesn't go well. What's cool about the fractional AI stuff is there are solutions to virtually every problem.
Exactly.
It's rare. So you can be confident that, and then let's say you have a sales team of 20 people in the pharmaceutical world, for example, and let's say there's a pharmaceutical rep, and they could click a button and in 10 minutes create a custom presentation for a specific doctor's office who deals with, head and neck pain. And they're going to go in there specifically focused with a presentation that's all about head and neck pain, and how their pharmaceutical solution fixes head and neck pain. But then they have the same pharmaceutical solution. Now they're going to go to an ear, nose, and throat doctor, or an ankle doctor who works on foot and ankle. Well, that same pharmaceutical drug does things for that. But if you have pictures of people that are in foot and ankle, and you talk specifically about the foot and ankle issues that this solves, instead of going through a presentation that's talking about all of it, and like I don't know, and it can be so custom.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Yeah.
So like if one doctor's office sees 500 patients annually, and another doctor's office sees 5,000. It will know that, and it will figure it out. So AI is just really cool with stuff like that. We kind of know that it's going to have the results that we're looking for it to have, which is cool. So anyway, Mark, the whole point with this is I just want to do a download every day of kind of what's on my mind at work here and what we're doing. And I don't know, we'll throw it up on Facebook, or maybe make a blog post out of it and throw it up on our blog. And then we just have a record of it. But the other cool thing, we can take the transcription from these and make a journal entry.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and have actual content that's valuable. And
like this could all be a part of a future, book series or something, I guess.
Yep. So the big news today is we came up with RAMP.
Yes. RAMP is, it's an offshoot towards the future.
Revenue and Automation Mastery Plan. Bum, bum, bum. $5,000. Get yours today. Thanks for hanging out, Mark.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Dad.
Yep. And thank you.
Heck yeah. Thanks for listening.
Word.
Oh, yeah.
Bye-bye.